Let's start with the reorganization of the National Security Council. A senior or a White House official speaking to Bloomberg said that Steve Bannon was placed there to, in part, to monitor the then NSA, and he was, of course, Michael Flynn. And now that he's not there, and by the way, Bannon, they say, never attended a meeting anyway. He's been moved off that committee, and basically much of the power now is coalesced around the new National Security Advisor, H.R. McMaster. Your take on all this?
I wouldn't read too much into it. Steve Bannon is well entrenched in the Trump White House. I was in the White House recently. I talked with Steve Bannon. He's doing just fine. He's got plenty of things to do. There'll be some who try to read a lot into this as a shift in who's on the way up, who's on the way down. I wouldn't read much into it.
Okay, fair enough. Are you concerned? I mean, you know, we really haven't talked about this much since he made the statement or the revelations came out that McMaster, you know, doesn't like the term radical Islam, etc. And now, you know, we know that in his role as NSA, he would be in charge. But now it seems like he's, you know, solidifying the grip, if you will. And I'm just afraid with that mindset, it's not a good mindset.
No, it's the wrong mindset. And you know, my understanding is that early on when the president early on in McMaster's tenure, when the president was going to make his speech to Congress, McMaster, you know, said, hey, don't use the term radical Islamist terrorists and that. And I think the president just said, excuse me, have you not heard what I've talked about the whole campaign, what I talked about in my first few months here in the White House? They are radical jihadists. They are radical Islamists. I'm sorry, this is where I'm going, and this is what I believe. And, you know, I appreciate your opinion, but on this, Mr. McMaster, you need to step in line, and we're going to use that term, and we're going to fight them, and we're going to defeat them. You're not going to agree with, you know, the people that work with you on every major issue, but the president's made it very clear. The president is in charge.